Hi everyone, I'm your host Emma Burgic.
And I'm your co-host Jose Camacho.
Whether you're a player or a coach,
or you're just passionate about what you do and you want to be the best at it,
this is the EMAzing Podcast for you. Today's episode is sponsored by MatchSet. MatchSet is an amazing company that provides players with incredible equipment and apparel. With MatchSet, equipment does matter, and they make sure it won't slow you down.
Use code tenniswithema to get 10% of Match Tennis today.
we're back, baby. Let's go. This is so fun. I'm so excited to be back. I'm actually like genuinely as excited as I've been to record something, I think, in a while.
I know, me too.
So much has happened with you, like so much.
And with you.
So much. Yeah, that never stops, but I'm super excited to like catch up with everything that's been going on with your return to like pro tennis. And then it's just nice to like record and talk to people through a camera. I don't know. Super exciting. All right, Emma, so for like a little summary for everybody that hasn't been like super up to date, like who doesn't watch your vlog, right? Like, guys, come on, step it up. No, I'm gonna be better at that as well. But for anyone that isn't like as aware, just to do like a quick summary of everything that was going on, you went from being like full time in your like job, right, as a business owner with tennis, with lessons and everything, to being like, no, I'm going back on tour. It's my dream. I want to do it. It's like you felt like it was your chance. It was the right moment. Everything kind of like came together. You decided to do it, and it's been hard, especially at the beginning. I remember there was like a bunch of injuries, and it was tough, but it's been going great so far. So can you just like do a quick summary of everything that's happened so far?
Yeah. Well, I'm also really happy to be here, and I'm really happy to be here with Jose. We always have so much fun, and you know we're gonna get back into at least once a month, but maybe 2 episodes a month.
Okay.
We'll see with your time and my time and the traveling. So I know that for new listeners, you know, for new people, like I'm making a comeback on tour after 8 years.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy. I just thought about it, like how far I've come since last year. You know, when I decided I'm gonna go back, it was like
it was a year already.
It was end of April.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was end of April, and it was like, and it's been a year. But do you remember when I was like, oh, let me try some Bella Boca? Like when I just go back a year ago, like how I played, and I thought like I can do it like that. I'm like, oh my God, what I was thinking, you know? And I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go like this, so much has happened in a year, and it's crazy how much can actually happen in a year.
Right.
You know, like how your life can completely turn around. Like it's crazy. And I was writing a post the other day on Instagram. I still can't even like wrap my head around this, that I'm actually doing this. You know, there's one thing of saying you're gonna do something, and I remember when I just announced my comeback, a lot of people were like, well, is she actually doing this?
Right.
You know, like, is she serious? Because, you know, some people say they're gonna do it, but they go and like try a few tournaments and they're like, oh, I tried.
Right.
Like, I don't think like a lot of people realize that I'm in it like for good.
That's
you know,
true, and it's like you stick to it, even though at the beginning it wasn't so much like that. You know, at the beginning it was like, oh, let me just make a quick call and go back in the WTA tour. You know.
Yes.
Then it got tough, but you kept going even when it was like, even when you realized like, it's gonna be harder than even, and I even thought, you still went and you're still here, right? Like in the fight and training every day, and I feel like enjoying the process, which is the biggest thing.
I am. There's a big. I've learned a lot about myself. I grew a lot as a person, off the court, most importantly, but then on court as well.
Right.
And I will talk about different things that I think that's like so important. Like when you're competing, it's just like. So when I started training last year, it's crazy. First of all, 8 years is a long time, right? And then you're trying to get back into it. You know, I've been coaching 8 years, but then it's like, okay, like now I have to play. Now I need to train, and this is my job.
Right.
Like everything that I do today in my day has to be for tennis.
Right.
From how much I play tennis, how much I'm in the gym, my recovery, the mobility, the discipline that you need to have with little things.
Right.
Like doing my mobility exercises every day for my hips, for my arm, for my wrist, for my ankle. It gets like so tiring, right? It's like, oh my God, I have to do this again, right? physical therapy, chiropractic, like million things
Right.
that you need to do as a professional athlete that people don't know actually behind the scenes. Like I don't have time anymore for a social life,
Right.
for things.
Or even work. Like if you want to give it,
Even-
it's like, but you got to think about like the consequences of like it's in terms of energy, right? In terms of time, in terms of I could be recovering while I'm doing this lesson, even if I'm earning more money.
Exactly.
And I think that it's huge that. Like the physical part that you've put into it in terms of time, in terms of effort, in terms of training, but also the mental part of like understanding everything that you need to do, right? And then being like, there's nothing else that I'd rather do than this right now. Like independent of the outcomes, which I don't think it was, again, at the beginning, maybe been like a little bit more outcome driven, because it's super nice to imagine like, well, if I make it, right? Like how cool would that be? But then you start training, it's like, well, it's very like, the chances of making it are slim. Of course, that's your goal and it's like your dream and you're convinced that you're going to achieve it. But that's no longer the driven factor, right? Like you're driven by this process, right? The everyday grind and everything you're doing. So I think that's what I personally saw in you, a big change.
How do you, I will tell you how I've changed and what has changed. But how do you see this whole process? Like from last year where I was to a year now, like how do you see how I've changed and how, like how when you say that, what do you mean by that?
I saw a lot of like you discovering yourself honestly, right? I saw a lot of like especially the last few months I've come to like see more honesty with yourself. I feel like that's been huge. Like I feel like before you wanted a lot of things and you like you were kind of like not sure about a lot of them as well, but I feel like I don't know, like when I spoke to you, it was sometimes like I feel like she's trying to make herself believe ideas that maybe she doesn't really want. She's trying to like talk herself into things that she doesn't really want to do, or like she's not really convinced about, or she's like a little bit insecure about, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like you've gone to places through training, through meeting different people that some of them you stick with, and some of them were like they helped you a lot during the process, and then it wasn't just the right time for them, right? So like you've discovered a lot about yourself, I think, more than anything. And I see like now, and this is so dramatic, this is so cheesy, but like I see a more like real Ema, you know what I mean? I see like you being really real with yourself, and not having to prove anyone to, like, you know what I mean? I feel like when we're trying to like prove too much or say too much to other people, that's not the best sign for ourselves. But now I feel like you're more at peace. Like you don't have anything to prove. You're doing your thing, right? Whoever it's on board, whoever wants to be with you, that's great. Whoever doesn't, it's like, okay, cool. Like you find your own way, right? But you're like very at peace and I don't know, confident with yourself. I think that's been the big change.
Yeah, I'm happy you say that, and I almost like I got a little emotional when you were saying that, because you've been with me since day one. You've seen it all. And when I was just looking at my vlogs from last year when I just started this, it was like all this excitement, right? Like,
right.
Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, but like, I didn't really actually realize like what it's gonna take,
right?
Like the work actually on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I had people in the last year come in and out of my life. You know, some people in your life are there just for the season,
right?
You
Absolutely.
know, and you have to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you learn about yourself, the more you see like, okay, well, that person was in my life because of this, and this. Okay, now it's time to move on. And the biggest thing is, staying real with myself, and also like all these challenges to actually be a professional tennis player. Like let's be real. What are the actual chances of me making it?
Right.
It's gonna be really hard, right? I'm almost 32, and there's so many girls out there. You know, there's so many girls out there, and I've been playing these tournaments, and everybody can hit a ball. Like when you see like all these girls training, practicing, you cannot differentiate between like, okay, is this girl 200 in the world,
right,
or this girl is 1,000 in the world,
right,
because they're hitting so clean, boom, boom, you know, from the baseline. But what's the difference is here. It's
right,
mental.
Right.
It's insane how the game is so like in your head,
right,
mentally, because I mean it's not a lot. If you're physically ready, if you have all the shots, whatever, you don't even have to all the shots, but like if you're mentally not good while you're playing the points, then like all of these things really don't matter.
Yeah.
So I started last year playing some, Belo Bocas. Belo Boca for...
Sorry to interrupt. Before you continue with your story, I just want to like make a note about what you said. But I feel like this attitude that you have now, of like being like, it's almost a little more realistic. I think this is how you have the best chance of making it. To be honest,
Really?
I think you do. Like, I think, because I don't think it's like, I don't think I can make. It's not that. You believe in yourself 100%.
Yeah.
But you're like, but I know how hard it is. You know what I mean? Like, no one's guaranteeing me that I'm gonna make it. It's super tough. The chances are very low. But you believe in yourself 100%. But you see what I mean? So you're believing in yourself, but you have a part that's realistic.
Yeah.
So then you'll have no expectations, and then that allows you to play your best tennis out there.
Yeah.
Because you're like, it's super hard. I'm giving it 100%. Whatever comes, it's gonna come, right?
Yeah.
You play so loose because you're not trying to force anything. You're like, I'm gonna play, and then whatever my best level is gonna bring me, that's why it's gonna welcome. That's gonna be your goal. That's the achievement. Like playing the best tennis you possibly can. What can you do if it's your best tennis? Like, when someone plays Djokovic or Alcaraz, sometimes they play their best possible tennis and they lose in a tiebreak, or they lose like they have to be satisfied.
Yeah.
You can't be like mad at yourself because you're doing your best. That's the best everybody can do. And I feel like before you were missing that part. It's a little bit of like it's not or normal, right? It's normal. Like at the beginning we had like dreams, because that's what drives us at the beginning, right? Like so many dreams and like, oh, I'm gonna achieve this, I'm gonna play this tournament and everything. But it's like, then you start maturing a little bit more. You've gotten into the actual. That's why it's so admirable, because you kind of got like struck by reality and like how tough it is, but you stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people they're like, oh, now I see how hard it is. Like, it's impossible, and then they quit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you went from like dreaming to like
I'm still dreaming.
You're still dreaming,
I'm
but you're
still
dreaming
dreaming.
in like a more healthy and
Yes.
and truthful way. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, you were gonna say normal way.
You know what I mean?
You're more normal. No, I agree. But you were saying like, oh, now you're playing. I'm still not there. This is something I wanted to talk about. That I'm still not there where I'm playing freely on court. But I feel like I'm so close. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Like
you're like, if something just clicks.
Like I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Okay, so like it's been. I played so far 5 pro tournaments.
Okay.
And I got a ranking. I'm 1,174 in the world.
That's pretty solid. That's insane. Like, think about this. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my god, it's like when I hear that number, it's crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
You know how many
people play tennis?
Play tennis to try to get 1 point.
That's insane.
Right? So in 5 tournaments, I got that, which is actually insane when I think about it. But for me, it's like, I do have to be humble and grateful, but at the same time, like, I know my level. So it's like, just to see, like, the
that's huge.
1,000, I'm like,
if you think about it, you're, what is it, 1,000?
1,174.
And 74 out of 8 billion people. I don't know if not everybody plays tennis, but it's 8 billion people on the planet. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid.
Well, anyway, so like, we're just going up from here, you know?
Today's video is sponsored by Lucky in Love. Gone are the days of ladies' golf and tennis apparel that all look the same. Lucky in Love is ushering in a new age. The high-end women's apparel brings options fit for the modern, expressive woman. Partake in the ultimate luxury and shop Lucky in Love for your new favorite fashion items for women, and use code EB20 to get 20% off your next purchase.
Yeah.
But it's very tough now at the beginning, because you need to build the points, build the rankings, so you can get into bigger tournaments, or to get into tournaments at all. It's really tough, and not to play qualies, because playing qualies, it's like more matches, it's harder on your body. So, we're making plans and we're doing all this, but it's been 5 matches, right? I remember, but then like talking to my coach, I was talking to my coach Chris the other day. Okay, so Shout out
to Chris, dude. We gotta get you in here for real.
Yeah,
what am I looking at?
Here.
Okay. Dude, we gotta have Chris in here. I swear. That's gonna be the best podcast ever.
So Christopher Trezino, he has his own academy, Trezino Tennis in Williamsburg, Virginia. Jose is going there soon.
Heading there soon for 2
to
weeks.
the summer camp. I met him at the Tiny-Fiber photo shoot, because when I decided to work with Tiny-Fiber, he's been already working with Tiny-Fiber, And we just connected. That's when I stopped with my previous coach, and it was like a perfect timing, perfect situation. And it's been now like over 3 months we've been working together, and I improved so much as a tennis player, but also like he's helping me off court so much, like mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And as a person, he's making me a better person ultimately.
Right.
Like he truly is. The more time we spend together, it's been really, really great, and I'm just excited to see where this partnership is gonna, go to. And I know like we're gonna do great things, and we're doing great things already. But with Chris, I was talking the other day, it's like how far we've come from the first tournament I played. So when I played my first W35 in Boca, for all of you that are asking what is W35, so when you start playing pro tournaments, and you probably don't even know this as well.
I have no idea what a W35 is. I thought it was like a text point or something. Like a W2, W35, like what? What is
W9.
Yeah.
So when it's good for you to learn this,
Yeah,
too, so you understand. So W stands for woman. When you have
35 is 35 years old?
No.
Swear to God, that's what first thing I thought about.
35 is the
35 and
maximum
under.
points you can get.
Like 12 and under, 8 and under, 35 and under.
Actually, that makes a lot of
Right?
sense because I'm 31.
Exactly.
No, so okay, you have W35, but you have M35, which is mentor. Okay, so let's start.
What you said the 35, what was it for?
35 maximum points you can get.
Oh, okay.
In that
So
tournament.
winner gets 35 points.
Yes.
Okay.
So it goes like this. You start with W15,
Okay.
W35, W60 or 50. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but somewhere like
Okay.
that, 50 or 60. Then W75, W100, W125.
Until 1,000?
Wait. Can you wait?
I'm sorry, I got excited.
125. I think 150, then 250, then 500, and then Grand Slams.
And an ATP 1000 means the winner gets 1,000 points?
Yes.
No way, that's what
Yes.
it means.
So, but then wait. So you start with ITF. These, and I think until 250 or 125, they're ITF
Okay,
tournaments.
I see.
But they are towards WTA points as well.
I see.
But anything above 125, it's called WTA.
Oh, okay.
Does
I
that
see.
make sense?
Yeah.
The same for men's ITF and then ATP.
But ITF points are WTA points.
Yes,
If
but you
win.
also, there's something new right now. Also, you have ITF points as well. So it's like you also get ITF points in some ITF ranking that
Right.
I don't know. It's new,
Right.
but ultimately it's for WTA. So it goes
Got it.
WTA, but then it's also prize money. So the W15, it's 10K prize money. W35 is 25K prize money. So W75 is 60K prize money.
Okay.
That means you can get maximum 75 points, but 60K is allocated amongst every player in the tournament. So even if you lose first round, you
I
get
see.
something.
I see. Okay.
If obviously the more you go.
Yeah.
So, but what I've realized in these 8 years that I haven't played, what has changed is at these small tournaments now, they make it really tough for you to really make it to the top, because these points, like, it's really, really little points.
Right.
And it really makes it hard to like climb up the rankings, and also the prize money is nothing. I literally for a week playing singles, doubles, I don't know, I'll lose first round or let's say I pass qualies. I'm just gonna give you an example. Playing W35 or 25,000 in Boca here, played 2 long matches in qualies, lost first round of main draw in 3 sets, passed 1 round of main draw doubles, lost in quarterfinals. I think I got $300
Oh my God.
for the entire week. And I didn't have expenses because I was here. Okay, then I go to Colombia, you pay the flight, you pay the hotel. If the coach comes with you, you pay the coach. Like, there's so much. You're playing these tournaments, you're in minus constantly. Unless, even if you win, let's say you win, you get like 2,000.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that's it. So they make it so difficult financially.
Right.
And that's why for me, like in this last year, that's been the biggest part, and I'm gonna say it here. Whoever wants to help me on this journey, I have a GoFundMe page. I created a GoFundMe page a month ago, and I'm literally just like, because I cannot work.
Right.
I cannot
absolutely.
work, and I'm not
Absolutely.
making money. So like with my YouTube vlogs, you know, I'm starting to make money on YouTube. With Instagram, with partnerships. So that's why I'm doing my social media, so I can get sponsors and get people to help me on this journey, because it's really, really, really difficult. And remember, I have 2 kids that I need to provide for them, for the rent, for their daycare, for their sports, for everything. You know, it's not just tennis. So for me right now, the biggest thing is gonna be the finances. Let's say I get all of these things situated, then I will definitely be more free to play as well.
Right.
Because when you have in the back of your head, it's like, my God, how am I gonna cover
of course,
this?
Of course.
How am I gonna get to this tournament? And you know, you need to travel and play week in, week out. But if I can't play week in, week out, like I have to come home and give lessons and teach, so I can go to the next tournament.
Yeah, and I think, well, first of all, I think something that came to mind was there's this fighter in the UFC called, his name is Islam Makachev. He's like a champion. The guy's crazy, and they all come from a region of Russia, which obviously, like you know, kind of how those countries are, and they grew up in like terrible like war and stuff like that, and they come from very humble beginnings. And I saw a post the other day that he was talking about how when he came to America, he was extremely poor. And how when he was training and like in the gym with his dad and all his coaches, they barely had like money to eat, and how he wanted to work, right? Because they're super religious, and they were like he wanted to provide for his family, because he felt bad like his dad paying for everything. I was like, I want to work in like a restaurant, like something just to generate a little bit of money and pay the coach or something. And his dad was like, no, like absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna be an athlete, you're gonna be an athlete. You know what I mean? Like, and I think this came to mind when you mentioned it, like. For people like especially young people, right, that are still like getting up there in the 18s and stuff, that they want to like do this, and this is their dream, like it truly is but they want to like there's so many rules like that society expects you to do, and not even society, it's like that you need to like to survive, you need to work, but it's just to point out from what you said of like you need to be 100% committed. Like it's so competitive, like it's so incredibly competitive. If you're not like 110% committed, right? If you're like, yeah, I'm gonna train, but like I'm also gonna work a little bit to like, it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's not gonna work. So, and then that time I'm gonna tie to the second point of what you said about the sponsors. I mean, this is really a shout out to like people that can and want to support, and maybe people that they have a big passion for the sport. They have no aspirations to be an athlete, right? They have their jobs, they're successful at what they do, but there's so many tennis lovers that don't play tennis at a high level, right? That's probably the biggest part of the population of tennis players or tennis watchers or tennis like enthusiasts. They don't play tennis at a high level, right? They're club players, they're older people that like they just love the sport, right? Yeah. And I think a great way to give back to the sport, to be a part of something as close as you can be, is supporting an athlete. Yeah. I think if you can support an athlete like Ema, that is out there giving it her entire like 110% of her life, right? And you want to be a part of something like that, and you can't be yourself. What a better way to like support her and just be a part of the team, you know?
Yeah.
Hashtag Team Burgic. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I mean, in the last year I haven't really put myself out there that like nobody really knows that I really need help. Mm-hmm. You know, because I had the sponsor for 6 months. Okay. That's why I was financially stable. Right. At the beginning of March. That's why, you know, I was fine, but I cut that sponsorship. They didn't cut it. I stopped it because at the end of the day, why I'm doing this is to stay true to myself. And I was financially stable. Mm-hmm. They were providing everything for me, but at the end of the day, I couldn't really be myself. They were very controlling in everything I did. Right. I did not have say in my career, right. And I don't want to live like that. So I took like kind of like a leap of faith there, mm-hmm. and like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out on my own.
Right.
And I have been, for the last like 3-4 months, but now it's becoming like, now that I actually started, and then I started playing tournaments actually, because while being with them I couldn't also play tournaments yet. They didn't allow me, so I just started playing. But now that I'm playing and I have all these expenses, and it's like money is just going out, not coming in. So I also need to be realistic. So that's why I'm reaching out to, to everyone I know. I'm gonna talk about it on the podcast, because it's also like I hate asking for help. I was always kind of like, oh, I'll figure it out. I can do this by myself. I got this. But like the reality is I really can't.
You can't.
I can't, because if I want to do this, like you said, I have to be 110% in. I cannot run from a tennis lesson to my tennis practice to my kids to, like, I just can't. I need to, if I have a chance, any chance of doing this, I need to be 100% in it.
Absolutely.
So, and I know that. So, yeah, I did create a GoFundMe page. I have almost like 2,000 there. Oh, Scott, shout out to Scott Williams. He was on the podcast.
Amazing guy, yeah.
We did a fundraiser.
Yeah, that was great.
At the NPC.
That was great.
And we raised like around $5,000.
Right before you went to Colombia, right?
Exactly.
That was great, yeah.
And that was amazing. At National Polo Club, we did a little clinic. People donated. It was, I'm so grateful. So I know I have people in my corner, but it's like it's a lot of money. Like, it's a lot of money that I need monthly.
Right, absolutely.
So,
and I think that's huge as well. That's another change that I saw in you, is like, what you said, you're putting yourself out there and being, like, allowing yourself to be like, it's okay to be like vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's such a hard word to say.
Because you're Spanish.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Vulnerable. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. It's important, right? Because as you said, we say tennis as an individual sport, but it's you play individually, but it's a team sport in terms. You know what I mean? You have a whole team behind you, and you need that team, and you need help. So trying to like figure things out on your own is never gonna give good results. So that's great. And
we can brainstorm some things together, since you're always so smart and you have
had
great
so many ideas before. I remember the last episode we did. We had an idea of like doing some kind of t-shirts. I don't remember what it was.
Were we?
Yeah, we were.
T-shirts?
Yep.
We should do that.
We should do t-shirts.
We should do t-shirts.
Team Burgic t-shirts.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but like something else. Oh, also, the Lucky in Love brand.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lucky in Love. They've been also helping me since day one.
They've been there with you a lot. Yeah, that's amazing.
And they're really helping me a lot. And when you're shopping Lucky in Love, use code EB20. Because that also helps me. But I don't know if I told you this. We are working on creating my own line with them.
Yeah, you did tell me. So, that's amazing. That's so
and
exciting.
we're in the process. It should come out like September.
Okay.
So we're working on the Ema dress right now.
That's so exciting.
So like,
that's amazing.
And then we will have some practice shirts with like motivational signs. So I mean, it's only for women. But
there we go. That's another idea. Maybe Lucky in Love launches a men's line.
I think they're starting actually, but I really think I should do some shirts.
I think you should. I think
and
you
like
should.
hats, but we really need to figure out but Team Burgic is just like, it has to be like something more. I don't know.
No, we're gonna put something more, but it's like it's gonna have hashtag
it can
Team
be
Burgic.
hashtag
I say
Team
hashtag
Burgic.
Team Burgic here on the back.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
then we have inspirational here or on the thick of the back. Yeah.
But it has to be something not too cheesy though.
No.
Like something.
That's gonna be hard because you're very cheesy.
I am very cheesy.
You are very cheesy.
Go for your dreams. You
be
can
true
do
to
it.
yourself. Be true to yourself would sell like crazy. That won't sell like crazy.
No, but let's really do that, because then I can sell that. So instead of people like.
I love how we're having business talks in the middle of a podcast.
I mean, if somebody can also give us ideas,
yeah, exactly.
you never know.
Exactly. I was like, they can steal from. There's not much to steal right now.
No, what is there to steal?
There's not much
Be
to steal.
true to yourself.
So yeah, no, that's a good idea.
But I literally started this story, and then we keep going to something else. Let's go back to tennis. So when I did my first W35, now you know what it is, in Boca, Oh, shout out to M&O Tennis also because they gave me a wild card to the tournament. So that was my first tournament back.
That's I know the owner.
Yeah.
Turo.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur
Great guy.
Suro.
Such a nice guy.
But we still have to have him on the podcast.
We should. He's such a nice guy.
He's been asking me
Actually,
when I'm coming on the podcast. Yeah.
No way.
Why don't we stop the podcast or something?
No, we have to do him. We have to do Chris and we have to do Turo.
I know.
He's a great guy. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Today's episode is sponsored by MatchSet. MatchSet is an amazing company that provides players with incredible equipment and apparel. With MatchSet, equipment does matter, and they make sure it won't slow you down. Use code tenniswithema to get 10% of Match Tennis today.
So he gave me a wild card because if he didn't give me a wild card,
Chick-fil-A. Come on now.
I got
We're
a
athletes
Chick-fil-A
here.
notification. Look, I mean, like I
You see,
just,
even athletes eat Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A want to sponsor.
I can't stand Chick-fil-A.
You don't like
Swear to God,
Chick-fil-A?
I can't. It's so greasy.
Okay, I just asked them to sponsor me.
I mean, yeah, bring it on. Of course, like if you're gonna give me a sandwich, I'll eat it. But
It's so good. Oh my god, I love the Chick-fil-A sauce and the Polynesian sauce. Oh,
see, this I didn't know either about you.
like I like when I take my kids love Chick-fil-A, right? So like when I take them to Chick-fil-A, it's more for me than for them. It's like, hey boys, you want to go to Chick-fil-A?
They're like,
Yay! I'm like, yeah.
sure. And you're like, no, you do want to, right? Give me those fries.
Oh my god, it's so good.
All right, let's focus on tennis. All right,
Okay,
here we go.
so they gave me the wild card
Mm-hmm.
because if they didn't give me a wild card, I would not get in without a ranking.
Right.
So that was my first tournament back.
That was Mission Bay, right?
Yeah, Mission Bay.
Here in Boca.
But do you? I don't know if you remember, and that's what I was talking to Chris about. I was like, I mean, how far I've come since that tournament. That tournament, I pulled my groin.
Yeah.
My arm was killing me. I literally, after every match, ice, I was dying.
I remember.
Like-
You know that the Michelin logo, the one that's like made out of tires. That's exactly what you look like, just packed with ice. But do you feel stronger now?
Yeah, that's
Do you
where
feel stronger?
that's what I was gonna tell you.
Okay.
Then and mentally, I wasn't really fully. It was like first, like kind of like getting into it, and then I went to Colombia, passed qualies there, lost first round, but still didn't feel like that
Right.
good. Then from there, I went to Virginia to train there for 4 days, and honestly, like was so good. And then went to Bethany Beach, W35, passed qualies, won first round of main draw, lots of points.
That one was huge because you were
Really
not feeling
good.
your best.
No, that's not.
Oh, that's the one before.
Yes.
Okay.
This one I started feeling like I'm playing
Okay.
good, confident on court. Then I went to Dominican Republic where I was getting sick last first round. Then was sick for the whole week. But then like the thing is, even that match that I lost, I've been feeling better and better each match.
Okay.
Mentally and physically, like stronger, like no injury, like I've been working a lot also in the gym. Okay, one more shout out.
One more shot.
Like I really I have really people
No,
in
it's
my
huge,
corner
yeah, of
that are
course.
supporting me, and
Yeah.
I really wanna
No, it's important.
say how
Yeah.
much I appreciate it. So Fernando, his Instagram is like athletic MC. I don't even know why is it like that. Fernando, why is it like that? Fernando and Chris are right now. Fernando is my fitness coach. Chris is my tennis coach.
Okay.
Fernando is in Fort Lauderdale. Fernando is helping me so much, like keeping my body healthy, right? Like the workouts that I'm doing, the tennis specific stuff, also recovery. He has the cryo.
Right.
He also gives me those boots, the normative
Yeah,
boots.
yeah.
And I literally, knock on wood, like I've been playing so many matches and tough matches. Like I just played in South Carolina a match that was 4.5 hours, Jose. Can you 4 hours 28 minutes. When I walked out and Chris told me, Emma, you just played 4.5 hours, I didn't really it didn't register. I was so out of it because we also had a break. There was like lightning delay, but with the break was like 5 hours and something. I thought it was 4 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah,
with that. No,
That's crazy.
it was like 5 hours and 38 minutes.
And no
total.
injuries at all.
No, I mean my arm hurts here and
Yeah,
there,
but
but
not
it's
like-
fine. But I feel so much stronger on the court. Like that's why I was telling you, I feel like I'm so close.
Right.
physically and mentally, like things are coming together, and also my game.
Mm-hmm.
I was very like at the beginning still like finding myself. How do I hit? Which is my game style? Do I do this? Do I do this? But now that I'm playing more, I'm trusting myself more and more from each match. And what Chris always says, embrace time.
Right.
Give yourself time. You know, with everything in life.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot rush things.
Right.
You cannot look for an easy ticket for something. You have to keep building.
Absolutely.
Even let's say I get a wild card to a big tournament or something, like, okay, that's like great. But it's just one tournament.
Right.
I have to show up the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
I have to show up week in, week out. And it's honestly, in this sport, it's just who keeps showing up.
Right.
Who perseveres this. You gotta keep showing up. And you're gonna break through eventually.
Right.
I mean, I really believe in all of this work that I'm putting in on and off the court. Like, it's just gonna be the financial part if I'm gonna have money to do it.
Right. Absolutely.
You know? And I honestly think that's gonna come through.
No, and I think those little like it's tough to persevere, right? After as you said, that like how hard financially, how hard it is physically and everything. But those little wins that are like, even if it's like, yeah, I know it's not, you're not getting 1,000 points, right? Every time you perform well in a tournament, but winning some points, it does drive you more.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. Then next time it's a little bit more. Like, there's those little wins that kind of keep you pushing forward. I have a question I already know the answer to, but I still want to ask it. Are you allowed to run long distances anymore or no?
Okay. Yes and no. What's a long distance?
A marathon.
No. But
No
when I'm
chance?
done with my career, we're gonna run a marathon.
Yeah, probably gonna be.
Why are you running a marathon?
In December, in West Palm. I remember we were planning to run
I know.
before you went back.
I
into it.
signed up last year for the New York Marathon and I had to cancel it. I cannot put
Yeah, of
that much
course.
time.
That makes sense.
But if you want to practice, I can run with you sometimes, but like maybe 10K max.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know?
Okay, maybe someday.
Oh, that's amazing you're running that.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 5 minutes.
Okay.
You want to do some fun questions?
I want to do some questions. Here
Let's
we go.
do that.
All right. We're gonna do rapid fire questions. Mix them like tennis and just normal ones. All right. Rapid fire, Emma.
Okay.
You can give explanation if you need to, but it's okay.
No, I don't.
All right, ready?
Okay.
Favorite holiday? Oh my God, it's so slow. God. There's not that many. Just choose one.
Christmas.
So convincing. How long does it take you to get ready?
10 minutes.
That's gotta be cap. There's no way that's true.
I literally get ready so
There's
fast.
no way that's true.
I'm not one of those girls that they used to do. You don't.
10 minutes is ridiculous though.
Like, I literally shower. If I'm in a rush, I'll put makeup in the car because I barely put makeup because I don't really know how to put makeup. And hair, I literally just like nothing. That's really it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite animal? Quick. We're gonna move to the next one. Favorite ice cream?
Cookies and cream. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
there
I'll
we go.
focus.
We're getting speed.
Okay.
Are you a good driver or a bad driver?
Good. Great driver.
Okay, that's not true either. Speak every language in the world or talk to animals?
Speak every language.
Favorite junk food?
Chick-fil-A.
Favorite TV show?
Friends.
Last Halloween costume?
Pikachu.
Oh my God, you're a little too old to dress like Pikachu.
Yeah, because I had to be with the boys.
Okay. That's actually adorable.
It was really
what
cute.
What were they dressed like?
They were little Pikachus. I was a mom Pikachu. I'll show you a picture.
Oh my God, I want to see that. Your favorite dish from your country?
Sirnica.
Huh? We'll get into that later because it's gonna take a while. Last impulse buy.
What?
Your last impulse like purchase, like something that you were like you didn't need it, but you just impulse
I
buy.
literally don't know when was the last time I bought anything for myself.
Actually?
I really don't.
Wow, I thought you
It's
purchased
really
a lot of things.
sad. I probably.
That's good. Good for the environment, guys. Reduce your consumption for real.
I really have not bought anything in a long time.
All right, now we're 3 tennis questions. One lesson with Dimitrov or watch Feliciano Lopez practice every single day.
I mean, I love.
We could go into
Dimitrov.
commercial breaks on how long you take on these.
Oh my
rapid
God!
fire.
But like the thing is, Dimitrov and Lopez are one of my the two like my man
Idols.
crushes.
Yeah.
Not idols. They're not my idols, but like man
Oh,
crush.
okay, I see.
I remember, I'll just say the story quickly. When I was training in Barcelona, Feliciano Lopez was training there, and after, I was 16, after his practice one day, he had this like sweaty bandana, right? And he's like, you know, we're like watching it, and he's like, you want? I was like, yes. And, like, it was so sweaty, smelly, but I was holding
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Actually?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
anyways,
which was the answer?
Okay, which one? Dimitrov. Because
Yeah, it's
then,
gotta be that.
because he will then love that lesson, and then he will want to do more lessons with me.
Good answer, Emma. Win the US Open, but never pass first round on the other Grand Slams? Or make it to the final on every Grand Slam, but never win a Grand Slam?
That's such a tough one. I think make it to the finals.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Never pass first round ever again?
Yeah.
Or you can just win
But you're
the
a
US
Grand
Open
Slam
and never play
winner.
again. And just play 1,000.
Yeah, but you can say that you're a Grand Slam winner for the rest of your life. Or like this, oh, I played 4 finals.
Yeah.
Ah.
I think I'll go for the win the US Open and I'll just play a bunch of 1,000s. And you can win those. It's
No.
tough. No, yes, absolutely. Just you never win a single Grand Slam. That's too tough.
Okay.
It'll worry me.
But for me, I think I don't know.
All right. Have an awful slow serve, like crazy slow, like bad, and it's ugly as well. It's just hideous.
Okay.
But like ridiculously good ground strokes. Or have a like solid serve and solid ground strokes, but like the shittiest volleys possible. Like really bad volleys. You
The
just frame
second one, the solid ground strokes. I'll
Really?
just never go to the net.
Yeah. They're both pretty
That's
bad.
actually pretty easy.
All right, last one. Tennis with flip-flops? No, you don't have to play tournaments with flip-flops. You have to practice with flip-flops.
For the rest of my life?
Yeah. Or play professional pickleball and never touch a tennis racket again.
Oh my god. Oof. Oof. I feel like I'll eventually become a professional pickleball player.
You actually?
Probably when I'm done with tennis.
So
Actually,
lame.
I don't know. I really play in flip-flops.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap. That was great. That was a great podcast.
Yeah.
Super excited that we're back.
Me too.
Super excited. Super excited to be back with you on this journey. This is amazing.
know.
You know, because
I know.
everybody's getting the insight of what you feel, what you think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like people can see it on you. Like you have a different energy. You're super like a lot more confident, a lot more at peace, a lot more committed, a lot more just happy. I think
Yeah.
that's huge. You're a
I
lot
agree.
happier, Emma. I think that before. And this is great. You know, it's great that you're going through this journey. We see the accomplishments in social media, in tournaments, in TV, and
Yeah.
everything, and then we get to speak about it here.
Yes, thank you, Jose, for always having my back and always
Absolutely.
being here for me and on my journey. And thank you, everyone, for following and watching. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Thank you so much for supporting and listening to our podcast. Make sure to follow us on social media.
And be sure to listen to next week's episode of the EMAzing Tennis Podcast.